Hi guys, today we are going to be going over how to loop your videos either visually like this or with audio like this.
To start cloning yourself in a video,
we're going to start off with this video where I walk in over here like this, and then at the very end of the video I'm walking out like this, and what I want to do is have it loop over so that I'm walking in as I'm walking out. So there's like two different ways that you can kind of play around with this. Either you don't have to mask it and have just the end fit with the beginning, in which case the background should just be the same over here. You can see how I haven't moved my phone at all. You definitely should use a tripod for these kind of loop videos so that everything else can stay still except for the subject, so that it can create this really seamless effect. So I'm going to show you how to loop this with a mask. What that means is that I'm going to come over here and actually I'm going to chop off a little bit of the beginning. So when you are creating this loop effect, I definitely suggest having a bit of prior planning so that you can see which part of the video in the beginning that you're willing to cut off and start at that point. So let's say I'm actually not going to start the video with me walking in. I'm just going to have it with me starting to flick my hair over here, and I'm just going to split it over here. What that means is now officially the beginning of the video is going to start looking off like this instead of me walking, and I'm going to show you why. It's because we're going to take this first clip and drag it to the end. What this does is this creates a seamless loop where I'm just going to start walking in again, but they don't know that that's the end of the video because it's going to be a full loop. So what the audience will see for the very first time when they watch your video is that it actually starts here at this hair flick moment, but what they don't know is that when it loops around again, this part will actually be the new beginning, and this is what kind of creates this loop. So you can actually just end your edit over here if this is as far as you want to go. And when you pick the place in the beginning, try not to make it a really abrupt or awkward placement, otherwise it's pretty noticeable. Other than that, you already created a pretty seamless loop just by doing that alone. Now the second level of editing is where I actually want to mask myself, where as I'm walking out over here on the left, I'm actually also going to be walking in on the right over here. So what you're going to do is take this last clip and come to the bottom toolbar over here and press overlay. Drag it a little bit under so that you can see where you come in. Find the mask button in the toolbar and press split. Now that you can see both versions of your clones, you're just going to rotate this yellow line to a straight line like this where you can see both of your clones clearly. Remember that this button over here is a feather, so if I actually increase it or pull it outwards, you can see the clone on me on the right gets a little bit more transparent, and the closer that yellow bar is, the more transparent it's going to get, and same for the other side. So make sure that it's in the middle, make sure that there's substantial space in between, and then pull the feather a little bit in. And the reason why this feather exists is so that you don't have this like crazy harsh line. Now you can see that super obvious line in the middle is gone, and I have two versions of me. The problem now is that when I scroll to the beginning of where the second overlay clip begins, the first version of me is transparent. So what you're going to do is come to the part of the clip where both versions of you are clear and no one is transparent. You're going to press this keyframe over here, come back to the beginning of the clip. You can see the pipes on top. It shifts because the zoom shifts as well. So I'm actually just going to wait until I'm here, add the keyframe. I'm just going to trim the overlay clip to this point where I enter so that the mask only starts when it's absolutely necessary. So now at the end, I also have this black fade over here, and I don't need the mask anymore. So I'm just going to wait until my second clip moves out of the frame right about here. I'm going to add a keyframe again, and then come back to mask and just kind of drag it all the way to the end, because now I don't need it anymore since the right side is the only clone in the frame, just like this. Now I'm just going to drag the top clip over here to match the length of the overlay clip, so now there is no fade at all. So now all together we have a video that looks like this. And now you can see at the very end of this video, this is the end, and if I press play again, it loops perfectly to the beginning. With the audio version where you're like talking and then it loops all the way around to the beginning again, and it's very seamless that way, it is going to require a bit of creative script writing because you actually need to plan what you're going to say so that the end sentence links perfectly to the beginning. And it's the same concept as you saw earlier, where you're going to need to chop the beginning and then place it at the end again. So it's the same thing, but that beginning now has to be planned where the last sentence you're going to say works and fits perfectly in the beginning as well. So you can see in this clone video, I say, and that's it. Now you know, and then it loops all the way to the beginning of how to clone in this video, something like that. So when I was filming it, I had to film that last sentence in one go where I go, and that's it. Now you know how to clone in a video. And then when I cut it, I cut out that last part when I say, and that's it, and I put it at the end. Does that make sense? If you want to see how the full clone video looks, you can check it out in my shorts. That's really the basis of how to create a seamless loop video. Obviously, you can get a lot more creative with this, and it's really fun once you get the hang of it. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions. Give this video a like if it has helped you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!